And we are live on the show. Let's see if we can get a couple people in. Check us out before we go on our little NFL
rampage.
Hey, you know what I relate the Cowboys being relevant to Donald Trump being in office.
Wait a minute now.
It's always something to talk about. We ain't had nothing to talk about since we ain't had much to talk about since President Biden got in there. I guess that's a good thing.
Well, I got a surprise phone call from Stephen Jones this morning. So guess what? T will be down live in the location, man. November the 14th, the 12th through the 15th, down there for the Atlanta Falcons. It has been confirmed. T will be in Dallas. My second home. I'm ready.
Against who?
The Atlanta Falcons. It don't matter who it is.
That should be.
Man, we got so much stuff set up down there. Look, I couldn't do it. I mean, I couldn't let that go. I mean, me and the wife and them was gonna go down there Friday. She said, "No, we usually go down the day early, that Thursday." So we going down there Thursday and stay there Thursday through that Monday, man. Enjoy the whole Falcons week. So got a lot of friends that's coming in from the ATL for the game, pre-game parties, tailgating, the whole 9 yards. Going up there to tour the stadium like we always do when we go up there. I've toured it about 10 times, but it never gets old, man. It never. I need to get you down there, man, so I can, give you a personal tour of the stadium, and let you know, we got the biggest TV in the history in a stadium. I want to show you that. I'm gonna let you sit in some of the seats and stuff to let you know it's just like sitting at the house in front of a big screen TV. It's not a bad seat in the house. It's not a bad seat in the house.
I think the last
nosebleeds and you good.
I think the last time the 49ers played there, it was a sea of red, wasn't it?
No, sir.
I thought it was.
No, it wasn't, sir.
I thought it was. And it came out with a win.
No, that was your TV setting, sir. You'll never see a sea of red down in Dallas. We don't do that. Our fans show up for the game, so you'll never see that.
Our fans travel pretty good.
Well, I'll tell you what. You can be a guest of ours. Maybe, Kerry, we can take this show on the road. Maybe we can do the show down in Dallas one weekend where we can sit up there and do StreamYard down in Dallas, and we can, we can show you around and we can do the show and let you feel the atmosphere and how we get pumped up before the game and before a weekend, man. I think it'll be nice.
Atlanta gave y'all won the last time y'all played them, didn't it?
We ain't talking about that. Me and Kerry was talking about hosting you down there.
Oh, okay.
In the motherland.
Okay.
We let you come down to the motherland and just let you experience the food, the atmosphere,
Not really interested, but okay.
Yeah.
We got a few people in the room now, so I guess we can go ahead and officially start the show. Y'all ready?
We always ready, man.
Ready.
Welcome to In the Clutch Sports Talking More podcast. I am your host, D. Early. I am joined by the lovely Kerry Mabon.
Good morning. Good morning.
And who is this other guy? D-A-K Lamb Diggs. Will. Okay, yeah.
That's Dak Lamb Diggs Will. But the real people out here watching the show, they know what that means.
Oh, okay.
It'll sort of tie into what I'm trying to do later on in the show when we're talking about, possible MVP candidates or just, it'll tie in.
Oh, okay.
Hey, look at this guy, man. Look, see, we started the show off with this guy. Actually, Daryl is about to see a red. Man, look. You know what? Let's go. Go ahead. I don't even want to address it. We're not even gonna call his name on the show.
That's the raw one. Today's show, we will be kind of revisiting some of the predictions we made at the beginning of the year. How our predictions going so far? Do we want to change anything or anything like that? We'll cover some MVP front runners and but as you can see, my co-host today, they proudly represent their team today. So I'm pretty sure it's gonna be a lot of Dallas Cowboy chatter today on the show, which is fine and they deserve it. They deserve it. They currently sitting at 5-1. They on bye this week, so they won't lose this week. That's for sure.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I was looking at the phone. Stephen Jones was just texting me, trying to get everything together. So when I go down there for the Falcons game, that everything is up to speed and all that. So we just talking a little. If you see me looking over there at my phone, it's just me and Stephen Jones. Just me and Stephen.
All I'm gonna say about that is he got more concerns than calling you on a Saturday morning.
Oh, Stephen know who the number one Cowboy fan is in Memphis, Tennessee. Don't you be fooled now.
He probably calling somebody trying to get the DUI off the guys.
Let me tell you something, man. See, I don't have to lie on the show. I am a personal special guest of Stephen Jones. You know what I'm saying? Of the Jones family. I'm always welcome. When I go down there, they put my truck on display when the folks go in there and tour the stadium. Ask anybody, they'll tell you. Everybody else got to pay $100 to get on their lot, not me. On Saturday mornings, when we down at the show, he has a spot down there for us to park our vehicles down there and let people take pictures with the vehicles during the touring day at the stadium on Saturday. So I ain't got to lie to you about nothing. So the Jones family and me are very, very tight. You know what I mean?
I'm gonna let you have it.
You ain't gotta let me have it.
I'm gonna let
I got pictures. I got correspondence to prove it. So I am who I am. I ain't gotta lie to you.
Okay. How your picks going so far?
I think mine is wonderful. You want to pull them up?
No.
You want to pull them up? I take mine.
I'll take your word for it. I'll take your word for it.
I'm wonderful, man.
Kira, how yours doing so far?
I'm one game behind on Cowboys. I had picked them to lose 2 by now, but they've only lost 1. So still, how about them boys? My pick with the Tampa Bay is right on target. I'm 100% on that. And my pick for the 49ers, I'm right on track with them. I knew how their season was going to start off.
Yeah.
I'm off on my 49er picks.
We know that.
But that's okay. I'm right on target with the Cowboys. I'm right on target with the Buccaneers. So hey, I'll still take it.
And it just gives me great satisfaction. Hey, I'm gonna call this guy's name. Marty, you putting out there, starting off the show, and you don't comment on nothing else. But whenever we talk about the Cowboys, you want to put some hate in it. So it gives me great satisfaction to go out there on Facebook on Sundays for you to take a trip to 49ers game, especially the one that you guys win in Arizona, and you lose. Yeah, I get great excitement of that because you know what? I don't hear from you the entire week. You don't say nothing. Happy birthday, good morning, or nothing.
Yeah, I mean, okay, yeah, we lost, but
I'm talking to Marty. I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to Marty right now.
You talk to him. It's
at
just
least
like
you.
Talking to me.
At least no, it's not because Marty is an arrogant, cocky son of a. He's one of those. At least you calm with it, or you'll say something. This guy right here is totally cocky. This guy will send you an inbox on the toilet doing number 2. He would be on there instead of just trying to take care of his business. This man will sit up there and text you and tell you that your team lost. He's one of those type of buttholes. You know what I mean? So It gives me great satisfaction for him to go to these games and to have to drive and spend all his money and to go home with a loss. It gives me nothing but great satisfaction for that.
Okay. Well, it is what it is. We take I take the good with the bad, so it don't even matter to me. And before we go on any further, let's I want to sponsor the show, Simply Magic Candles. In case if you watched the show last night, you know, and you probably can't see this, can't see it, but we got our own candle fragrance now, and it's one of Pamela's best sellers. So we're gonna go into this quick commercial break, and when we come back, y'all want to talk about the Cowboys, or y'all want to talk about something else?
No, that's the best thing to start off the show with, man. I mean, hey, NFL wouldn't be the NFL without the Cowboys. Right? That's the greatest success story right about that. Let's start it off with the Cowboys after the break.
Okay, well let's start. Let's hit this commercial break with Simply Magic Candles, official sponsor of all the In the Clutch podcast. Simply Magic Candles, the official sponsor of all the In the Clutch podcasts. Owner and CEO Pamela Brown turned her hobby into a business. These homemade, slow-burning candles are sure to freshen up any environment. Simply Magic is a nature-friendly company that provides elegant yet affordable candles. With a variety of fragrances you can enjoy, these candles will not only entice your senses, they will enhance your mood. For more information, they can be reached at info@simplymagiccandles.com, or you can reach Pamela Brown at 901-268-5354. Like I say, Simply Magic Candles, official sponsor of In the Clutch, Sports Talk and More podcasts, and all the In the Clutch podcasts. And like I said earlier, we got our own fragrance now. So if you get in contact with Pam, ask for In the Clutch. That is the candle that you want.
Yep,
You will not be disappointed. Kier, I know I hadn't got you your candles yet. I ain't got your shirts yet. But the candles, I got them right here. So I'm going to make sure I get them to you.
Karen, make him give you a date of when you're gonna get this stuff, or estimated date or something. Just make him put him on the spot, make him do something.
Here I got him. I can meet you whenever you want to meet. I can meet whenever you want to meet.
Well,
I'll bring.
I'm gonna need it by next Sunday so I can light it up while I'm watching them boys do what.
Oh my God, that's it ain't a better feeling. That's what I did. I had them lit up over there. And my wife came up there, whoo, what is that? You know, and it just made her just sit down next to me, and we just sit up there and watch them boys, man, destroy another team. So, I mean, it's good, man. I mean, if you ain't tried our candles, I'm telling you, I'm not trying to encourage you to buy. Just get it one time. Just get it one time, and I promise you, we ain't got to try to encourage you to buy it anymore because you're going to do it. They top-notch candles. The scent is very, very strong, and you can smell it all the way from upstairs, downstairs, and all that. So great candle, great product, great job, Pamela. So the number is area code 901-268-5354.
And with that being said, let's move on. Talk some Dallas Cowboys.
Hey, before we do that, Daryl, let's take care of Marty because you still owe Marty that shirt. I guess he won a contest of ours during the pandemic, and he never did get his shirt. So please give him his shirt. I know he want to wear something instead of the 49ers. Give him something. Give him something.
I got your shirt, Mart. I think it was a 2X. Or I got one. I think I got a long sleeve one for you. I got you. I just ain't caught up with you. I ain't seen you. I thought you was gonna be at the picnic. Oh, you was out of town, so I give you that one.
Yeah. I know you wish you was at the picnic though.
Whatever. Cowboys sitting at 5-1. I mean, I don't really have anything to say because I predicted them to be at 5-1 at this point. So it, ain't nothing out of the norm happen as far as I'm concerned.
I mean, anything you seeing that's making you feel that we can be even better than what you figured us to be preseason? I mean, do you see any? I mean, you got to give us something more than that. Don't just give us a dry comment saying just, hey, it's about where I thought you was gonna be. I mean, you're not excited enough, man. I mean, we the number one ranked offense in the National Football League, my guy.
Are you surprised?
We're number one. Number one.
Are you surprised about that?
A little. I admit. Yeah, no, I'm a little. Well, just a little bit, just a little bit. And what I mean by a little bit is that I didn't realize that I was thinking that for one, the offensive line, um, some of the injuries that we had last year and some of the issues that we had going on coming into the season, I didn't know they were going to hold up as well as they have. And we got the best 1-2 punch in the backfield in the NFL. Pollard and Zeke, man, they're the number one running back combo. I think both of them have over 500 yards or 400 yards rushing at this point in the season. So kudos to the offensive line. Kudos for Zeke reinventing himself during the offseason and getting himself back together mentally and physically. And Pollard is just doing what he's doing, hometown boy out of Memphis. I mean, so we got the number one rushing attack. So I'm just ecstatic about that. Then we got Dak, the number one passer in football.
Based on what?
Based on stats, sir. Based on completion percentage. Don't look down at your notes because I got the notes up here. Okay, he's number one in completion percentage. Okay?
No, Kyler Murray is.
Who?
Kyler Murray.
Okay, well, who's number two?
Dak.
Okay. Well, 1, 2. Okay, so he's top 2 in the NFL in passing. Who has the number one rushing attack? Look at your notes. Go ahead. Look down at your notes. Look down at your notes.
Okay.
Okay. Who's the number one rushing attack?
Individual or team?
Man, don't give me that crap. Just answer the question.
Well, I'm just asking. Individual team.
A team.
I don't know.
Okay. Well, it's the Dallas Cowboys. Okay.
It probably ain't, but okay.
Okay. It is what it is. Okay. I'm just saying the number one total offense.
Okay. So
okay. I'm just saying.
Okay. So you changing your predictions and you're.
We're not doing that, Darryl. Don't try to change the narrative.
I'm just asking. You're saying that you're surprised at what your team is doing.
I just told you what I'm surprised about. I said the offensive line, not the players doing what they're doing. I'm talking about the things that help them to do what they do. The offensive line plays a big part. And like I said, you do have people out with COVID. You've had people out with injuries or suspensions on that offensive line. And we had the next man up mentality. And they've been coming in. They've been showing out. The running attack has continued to flourish. Look, man, it's a great time to be a Dallas Cowboy.
So you feel it is. So you feel good about your team.
I feel great. I feel absolutely great. There's something about this team. Go ahead, Kerry. Go ahead, Kerry. I got so much to say about these folks, but you go ahead and tell them what you're thinking about what you're saying.
Well, I expected the offense to do what they're doing. Just because when Dak came back, I kind of felt like the team was going to follow him. And even though he didn't do any preseason games and had the shoulder, he's just resilient to come out and play for the team. So, to me, Dak is really a true leader. The one thing that I saw that was better from last year is defense. And it seemed like the defense is buying in with the offense. With us being able to put up the numbers that we're putting and holding teams down to the numbers that they're getting, I feel like the defense really stepped up, and that's what I really needed to see.
See how she did that to her?
Yeah, but you know what? That was nice and elegant.
I mean, you see how she did that? She ain't all over the place. She ain't all over the place with her.
She ain't got to be out. I'm gonna be out, but I'm giving you stats too, man. So back to me to go kick it back on what you said about the defense. We're number two. We're number two. We're number two in the NFL.
I'm gonna start letting you go first, Kerry.
Yeah.
And we can eliminate a lot of this extra talking that he's doing. But go ahead.
No extra talking, man. Look, man, we can have a 3-hour show when we're talking about these Cowboys, right? It's just a lot to talk about. You're trying to get it all in. So just give me my chance to get it all in, And like Kerry was saying with the defense, dude, we're number 2 in takeaways. Total takeaways with fumbles and interceptions. I think we got we got another segment about that later, so I ain't gonna deep into that. But we got a defensive coach now. I mean, the old defensive coach, man, back with the Legion of Boom, man. He ended up having a little stint with the Falcons, but he came over to us. He simplified that defense, man. And those guys are trying to outdo each other. The defense is trying to outdo the offense and vice versa. So they got a great thing going over there, man.
I told you last year, toward the end of the year, the defense was playing better. You didn't agree, but I told you the defense was playing better toward the end of last year.
How could they do that with the coach they had? It was the coach last year, dude.
Okay.
We got pretty much the same players on defense, dude. It's the coach.
No. You got two Michael Parsons and that Diggs.
Yeah, you got a couple of additions, but I mean, 80% of your team is your defense is still back from last year, dude.
Y'all wouldn't be doing half of what y'all doing if Michael Parsons wasn't there. But I'm still letting you know that the defense improved toward the end of the year last year. So it's just carried over to this year.
Okay.
So
the reason I brought up Parsons is because when you got a player that is hungry to make the play, if you see the faces of the Cowboys, they put Dak and Zeke and Pollard and Cooper and Diggs. Parsons wants that spot too to be in this spotlight. And when he's not getting the plays that he thinks he should make, you hear from him that I need to do better. And that makes a difference to me when a defense player is verbally putting it on social media. He needs to do better. He is all about the team.
And that's even better, Kerry, that he's a rookie saying that. I mean, that can become infectious within the team to, hey, we've been around here with our mentality all this time, and we don't do that, but we got this rookie coming in and, saying I can do better and all that. So it's just trickling down to the rest of the team, man.
So what you're saying is rookie is playing the veteran role.
Dude, you can twist it and tie it how you want to do it, dude.
I'm just asking you. I'm just saying.
I'm not saying the rookie playing the veteran role. His maturity for the game is up there as a veteran. Maybe not so much playing the veteran role, but his maturity, his work ethic. He came in wanting to be a veteran, not so much to be known as a rookie.
Darryl know what you're doing. Darryl trying to Kerry, you're gonna learn this over time. But Darryl sit up there and tries to take what you do and twist it around for his own. Darryl has nothing to say. He told you that at the beginning of the show. That's the reason why he sent it over to us real quick. He has nothing to say. There's nothing he can say.
It's nothing that I can say that would differentiate for anything that I said starting the season off. Now, if you want to just look at it, I could easily say, really, if you want to think about it, who have y'all really beat?
Right, these folks. Okay. Well,
no, I'm just asking. Who have you really beat?
Who have you beat?
See, now,
I think you had your team predicted to be better record than ours. I think you had your team.
Now, listen. See, that's every time I challenge you on that, you try to switch over to my team. But you just said we talking about the Cowboys today.
Okay.
If you want to talk about the Cowboys,
okay. Let's talk about that. We started off the year playing in Tampa Bay against the defending Super Bowl champions. Should have won that game. We played Tampa Bay. They're not a team.
Wait, you should have won. No, don't tell me you should have won, because when I tell you we should have beat Green Bay, you tell me but you didn't.
Y'all got dominated. It's a difference.
You didn't.
It's a difference. The Cowboys was up by 1 point with a minute to go to beat Tampa Bay. You guys got dominated.
See, that show you don't know what you're talking about, because we was up and we was up by 2 with 37 seconds, and we lost Aaron Rodgers.
Go ahead, Kerry. So what's the difference? Go ahead, Kerry.
Everyone want to keep saying who have we played. It's 32 teams in the NFL. Everybody get paid to come out there and play a game. So we have beat 5 teams that get paid to come out there and play the game, just like we do.
Okay, and no one's denying it. Denying it.
But Kerry, look at it. Why he doing that? He made sure to put Marty's thing up there. See, that's what I'm telling you. You got to watch. He a low down, dirty dog too. I'm just telling you, both of them.
No.
Look. All them comments out there, but he want to pick Marty because you feel exactly like what Marty said on that comment. That's Marty is a reflection of you. That's the reason why you put it up there. Okay. Well, I'm gonna rub in right now, Marty. I'm gonna rub in right now. Get a win and get on our level. Get on our level before you talk. Don't you put another comment up until you guys win a game.
You'll be back. You'll be back. The point I'm making is, don't get excited now because you won the games you were supposed to win.
Oh, okay.
I mean, ain't nothing. It's real. I'm just being honest. It's nothing to be excited about now. You can say, "Well, we 5-1. That's good. Be happy about that."
Okay.
They're just like Just like I
We
told
are.
you.
We try to show you we're happy.
Just like I told you when y'all played Carolina, you was talking about, man, Carolina got the number one defense. I said, number one defense. Who have they played to garner the number? Okay, statistically, you the number one defense, but you can look at it and tell now after 6 games, they ain't the number one defense no more. Ain't even close.
That's because they ran into a buzzsaw when they played us. Before they played us, they was statistically they was number one.
Oh, exactly.
Before they played us.
But you knew they won the number one defense in the league.
Man, you can't argue the stats. The stats show.
Oh my God. Yes, you can. When you're looking at who the team playing.
Any given Sunday, any team can win. It don't matter what your record is. So any given Sunday. So it's like then the 49ers play the Jets and lost. Now I thought that was a given game for the 49ers. Who was it?
No. We ain't lose to the Jets.
Okay, well, who did you lose to, Daryl? Let's talk about that right now.
It wasn't the Jets.
Okay, but who was it?
I don't know. I don't know who it was.
Oh, he don't know who it was.
I don't know who it was.
Oh, he don't know.
Let me look it up.
We lost 17-10 to the Arizona Cardinals.
Okay, somebody else though.
Who's supposed to be the best team in the league.
Hey Marty, you know what? We got Marty on the show. Put a comment up so Daryl can put it up. Who are the games that y'all lost? I know you're gonna take a while for you to type, but put on there who y'all have lost to this year.
He ain't gonna pay up, Martin, because he ain't paid me my case of Dr. Pepper. He ain't gonna pay up. So you can forget that. You can forget about that 12-pack.
Right,
don't even get him because he ain't gonna pay up.
Man, Marty, I don't know what he's talking about, the 12-pack. What is he talking about?
But the point I'm making, enjoy right now because you doing exactly what you're supposed to be doing. The teams that you beat, you were supposed to beat.
Are you looking at Kerry smiling and me smiling? We are enjoying it. What are you talking about?
I'm just saying.
We are enjoying it. We're trying to.
And like I told you last night, keep that same energy at the end of the year. That's all I'm saying. Keep that same energy at the end of the year. That's all I'm saying.
Well, okay.
But you know what? It's good when the Cowboys winning. It bring a lot of people out that I ain't heard or seen from in a few years.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
I ain't heard from. Look, hold on. Watch this. Y'all gonna win? Y'all going to the Super Bowl this year?
We don't. This is not the show. We told you who our Super Bowl. We told you who our Super Bowl predictions were at the beginning of the season, sir. This is not the show. Go by the script. Kerry, we got the script over there of what we're supposed to talk about. This is not part of the show that you talking about.
You can add
Stick to the script.
You can add lib.
No,
but you so confident. You so confident. Y'all got the number one offense. Y'all got the number one rushing offense. Y'all got all this firepower. The defense. Y'all got Michael Parsons.
We're number 2 in takeaways too. You forgot that.
Number 2 in takeaways.
Okay,
but you still don't want to say you're going to the Super Bowl.
Hey man.
I'm not gonna put that out there for anybody.
We ain't gonna put you gonna put us in that trick bag, man.
Because now it's a trick bag.
Because what you do is you got this show recorded. Kerry, we got this show recorded. He got the show recorded. So what he wants to do is he wants to get some bulletin board material. He's gonna copy and snip it. And hey, Kerry, you remember back here when you got we don't fall for that, Daryl. We're not gonna fall for it.
You can't fall for it.
We already did our pre-selections before the season started, so he wanted us to say something on media right now to negate what we picked in the first place.
No. Because that's just like me. If you ask me right now, Daryl, you still sticking with your San Francisco 49ers go to the Super Bowl? I'm gonna tell you right now, the way it's constructed right now, no, I don't think we're gonna make it to the Super Bowl. So I don't have a problem saying that my prediction for them going to the Super Bowl is probably not going to happen. But if we was undefeated and looking good, had the number 1 offense, the number 1 rushing offense, the number 2 in takeaways, well, we do got a good defense, I'd still be saying, I think we got a great chance of making it to the Super Bowl. But I understand. As Dallas Cowboy fans, y'all can't make that proclamation because y'all don't made it so many years in a row and y'all didn't do it. So now you don't want to jinx yourself. You know, whatever you want to call it. You don't want to jinx yourself. You don't want nobody to put that on you. We understand. Eric, the rest of the NFL understands.
I'll say this. this is my first season with this show, and I have never said that we're going to the Super Bowl. I don't make predictions like that. I'm not psychic. So I put on that paper what I thought was gonna happen. If it happened, it happened. If it don't, if we go, I'm gonna be do my best to be in California when we go. That's what I'm gonna say on it.
Well, hey, that's how it's supposed to be. You talking to Steven? He telling you to shut up over there, Terry?
Huh?
Is
No,
Steven telling you to
no,
shut your mouth?
he's actually saying that he's actually listening to the show, and he asked me, who is that dum dum up there with all that nonsense? That's what he's saying.
Look, he probably said, "Don't." He probably right. T. Will, we might need to get off the subject.
No, but I'm trying to calm him down. I'm telling him that's the boss. I said we can't talk about him too bad.
Well,
Look, we at the 11:30
we
mark.
spent
Let's
a lot of time on the Cowboys, so I'm quite sure it's other things that we need to address and
we need to
give
take
our audience.
we need to take a commercial break so y'all can regroup.
Ah, okay.
Tanya Covington Realtor, a multi-million-dollar producer in the Mid-South since October 2000. She is an accredited buyer's representative, a seller's representative specialist, and committed to excellence. Tanya assists her clients with budgeting, home repairs, and the loan process, all the way to closing. Tanya exemplifies integrity, energy, hard work, and creative service in every detail of her real estate transaction. She has built a successful career in real estate for over 19 years in the Mid-South. Clients chose to work with Tanya for her full-service team, ethics, experience, and expertise. Her base is strong, full of loyal, repeat customers. And that is the reason Tanya has been so successful in this incredibly competitive sales environment. Tanya's extensive knowledge of the Mid-South residential real estate market is unparalleled. Her clients have consistently sought her advice and trusted her judgment on many deals. A woman of faith, family, and community. Tanya believes one is not defined by what he or she receives, but by what he or she gives. Please call Tanya anytime without obligation. She is ready to go to work for you today.
And we are back. I guess we can move on to the next topic. Tanya Coven, that's your home girl. Licensed in Tennessee and Mississippi. Great real estate agent. She can be reached at 901-870-5337.
Yeah. She helped me get mine. So I mean, excellent, man. You got problems with your credit or anything? Are you trying to do that pre-process where you're trying to get your credit together and your money together and all that? She has a plan to help you work through that to get you where you need to be. She doesn't do it for the money. She does it because she loves to help people and all that. So I'm behind her 110%. I love my home. She's did it for my brother and other friends of ours. So now, as of about a year ago, she's licensed in the state of Mississippi. So it's our home girl, Tanya. Give her a call again at 901-870-5337.
And let's just so y'all can know, I had y'all after 10 games, I had y'all predicted to go 8-2. I want to change that.
Okay.
You say you did what now?
I had y'all, my predictions, I had y'all going 8-2 after 10 games. I want to change that.
To what?
9-1.
No, no, that's not like you. You should be going the other direction. You should say that we're going to lose more, not lose less. You're not going to get by with that. Well, see, that's double talk. You're not going to talk bad about the Cowboys and then you want to change it to go saying something otherwise.
Wait a minute. Who talked bad about them? What did I say bad about them?
Here, I mean, it wasn't good. I mean, those are some negative comments.
I just asked who did you beat? That's all I asked.
Okay.
And now that we 1/3 about what we about 1/3 of the way through the season, I'm looking at your schedule and I'm looking at the teams that you got in front of you. I'm saying that you probably. I mean, I'll stay with the 8-2, but it wouldn't surprise me if y'all went 9-1. Let's leave it at that. Let's go. Do you want to do the pretenders and contenders, or you want to talk about the MVPs? Which one you want to do first?
I want to talk about the MVPs.
Okay, who your lead, Kerry? Who your leading candidate for MVP? Let you go first, so he piggyback off of you. Make it easy for him.
I don't think he gonna piggyback off of me because I was thinking about this morning, and I can't go with my heart. I love me some Dak, but I believe Kyler Murray is sitting number one for me.
That's a good one. That's a good one. Uh, and you base that on what?
Well, his play is, I can't base it on the 6-0 because it's some 5-1s that's up there in the top for MVP too. But the way he scrambled, the way he has took this team up under him, and no, he haven't had so many adversities, but it just seemed like he carries this team. If it's a way for a play to be made when you think it's not going to be made, he makes it. Basically, like Lamar Jackson. So I would probably say Kyler Murray, um, Lamar Jackson, and then Dak. And I know a lot of people not going to agree with it.
You excluded my MVP totally.
Who?
And Terry ain't gonna believe my MVP, but Terry, who you got?
Well, I tell you what, you said I wasn't going to pick it back on it, but this one I'm going to disagree with Kerry. I have a 1 and a 1A, and I'm going to take Kyler Murray as my MVP at this point in the season, and I am including that 6-0 record. Number one, the last time that Arizona Cardinals, I think they were the St. Louis Cardinals back then, started off at 6-0. It was 35 years ago. Number one. So that's something that they've never experienced. I don't even think Kyler Murray wasn't even born then. So that's a feat within itself. Number two, his records, his stats as far as his throwing and his feet with the weapons that he has back there. I mean, they're up there at the top. And then I'm gonna call a spade a spade. Look at the division he's in. He's in one of the tougher divisions as far as the teams over there that he's actually playing against. And even though he hadn't played them all yet within the division, but I think they have a very formidable division. And to still be 6-0 and to have all those stats, and I think he's number one. But I'm a homer too. I got to give Dak 1A. I got to get Dak 1A, man. And it's a multitude of reasons for that. I mean, this guy come back off of a gruesome injury from last year, man. An absolutely gruesome injury that messed him up physically as well as mentally, man. He's come back from that. You can definitely tell he's the leader of the team. The team just, I don't know. They circle around him, man, and they look up to him, man. He does the right things on the field and off the field. You never heard him getting in any kind of trouble or anything. He's going to be the comeback player of the year. So we already know that for sure. That's a lot. Knock on wood. Hopefully, if he doesn't get hurt again, he's a definite lock for the comeback player of the year. But if the Cowboys continue to win, the only thing that's going to be sort of negative to me is because we have the weakest division in football. I must admit, weakest division in football. But again, like Kira said, you have to play the game. You can be 0-8 against the Giants, but that's not a give for sure win against Dallas. Dallas, we struggle against the Giants a lot. So you can't really go back. You can throw the records out the window. But I would think that Kyler Murray would be 1, and I would think Dak would be 1A as far as my MVPs to this point early on in the season.
You make great points. The 6-0 does help. But you know how the MVP voting goes. It basically goes to it's your stats, and then you got to be winning behind those stats. So based on that, and you ain't gonna believe this, Terry, I'm going Tom Brady.
I know it.
I'm going Tom Brady. Tom Brady got 2,064 yards, 17 touchdowns, only 3 interceptions, and a 68% completion percentage, and they're 5-1. I mean, the yards and touchdown is leading the NFL, so hey, that speaks for itself. Now I got a 2A and a 2B. Because Dallas is gonna keep winning for now. The Cardinals might come down a little bit. So based on the stats right now, you're right. Kyler and Dak you can switch them up 2B, 2A, but I got Tom Brady as the leading MVP right now.
And you're not bad. And you know what? I it was a reason why I left him off. It's not saying that he's not in the running because of the reasons you just stated. I don't know. Dak has weapons, don't get me wrong, but just like Stephen A. Smith says, we always an accident waiting to happen. So I give more credence to that, and for Arizona never being having any kind of relevance, Tom Brady has weapons all over the place, dude. He's coming back with supposedly, they hadn't played up to those statistics, but supposed to be the number one defense going into the season. So he's playing with house money.
I think Dak got more weapons than him, though.
That's not what I'm saying. I said Dak has weapons too. I said, but Stephen A. Smith says that we always had the weapons for a few years, but we haven't been able to put it together. We've been an accident waiting to happen, whether it's injuries, whether it's bad timing, whether it's coaching or whatever. Yeah, he has weapons. We've had weapons, but we ain't did nothing with it in the past. Tom Brady always has. He's never really had the weapons. Now he has those weapons. So it is expected. So I'm thinking that I'm using the analogy that the people that are doing the most with the least. And I think Tom Brady is already stacked. And but I don't have an argument. If Tom Brady was the one, the MVP, I wouldn't have an argument with it. I wouldn't.
Right.
I wouldn't. There's no. You can't argue. You can't argue what you're saying.
And Lamar Jackson, he's having a better year so far than he did his MVP year. And the only thing to me that puts him up there, I mean, he's completion percent 67, so he right there with Brady and a little bit behind Kyler and Dak. But I mean, he almost got 400 rushing yards to go with his
but it's top
1,700.
It's a reason, and like I said, he would be probably in fourth place. Just like I think we're all on the same page. The top 4 picks would be quarterbacks, and I would probably put him as number 4 for the reasons you just said. This man lost his top 3 running backs in training camp. This guy doesn't have a running game at all. So to take over the pressure of, you can't do play action passes and all that. None of that stuff is successful because who's going to honor you giving it to the running back when your top 3 running backs are out? So it puts additional pressure on him as a quarterback. But guess what? Just like you said, he has more rushing yardage. He's being a lot more accurate. He's been in the past as far as his passing game. So I have no issues with that. So those will be, I think we are all in consensus, would be our top 4 MVP candidates right now. And how ironic that they're all quarterbacks.
Well, I mean, Derrick Henry got 783 yards so far. So he probably is. He might get 2,000 yards again this year. So, hey.
But let me ask you something. Hold on. Let me ask both of y'all opinion on that because I knew that was going to come up. But dig deep down into his numbers. The bulk of his yards are on long touchdown runs. So I'm not saying, I know it still goes by stats, and at the end of the day, we see all these yards and these touchdowns. But he's one of those home run hitters, sort of like Barry Sanders was. Barry Sanders in a game, he could have 5 plays of negative yardage because he's scooting around and juking in the backfield, and then he could turn around 3 plays later and run it for 80 yards for a touchdown. But at the end of the game, he's got a $120 on the ground with 2 touchdowns, but he only had a couple of big plays. So in your mind, when you're talking about MVP, do you go down deeper and look at those type of things, or you just strictly a numbers guy? You said, hey, just like what you said, he got almost 800 yards rushing this time of the season, and he should be in the running for the MVP. And that's a serious question. I'm just asking.
TDED was the same way. You know TDED, right?
No, what was that?
Touchdown, Eric Dickerson. Eric Dickerson did the same thing. He'll grind you, he get 1 yard, 2 yards here, and then bam, boom, he'll bust one off. Barry Sanders, same way. Most of the great backs, if you look at it, that's pretty much how all of them do. You want to talk about running backs. You had some, like you look at Walter Payton was probably more of a grinder. He probably gets you 3 or 4 yards every time he touched the ball or something like that. He didn't have that breakaway speed type. Earl Campbell, he'll pound you. But if you look at all the great running backs, that's why they want to get them the ball, because at any point, I might not get that many yards. I might get negative yards, but the potential for me to bust one is always there.
Yeah,
so I wouldn't discount him because of that.
No, I'm not discounting because of it, but he totally gets knocked out of it being, to me, in the top. Well, I guess he could be 5th, but in our case, when we're talking about the top 4, he wouldn't be in it to me, and that's because of how his team is performing at this time. The other people that we're talking about,
too, though.
Yeah.
And it's still, like I said, it's still early.
It's still early. But he would still be up there. But those are some good candidates. I just would thought that we would see a lot more.
You got Cooper Kupp got 46 receptions and 653 yards and 7 touchdowns so far, but a receiver, you're gonna have to do more than that to get MVP.
Right.
Yeah. When has the last person won the MVP as a wide receiver?
That's what we should have looked up. It probably had to be. Probably was Jerry Rice that year. He got all them records
in the 80s. So it's been about 30 years ago.
I would think.
You may be right, because there's nothing sticking out to me of
Randy Moss, the only other receiver. Randy Moss, Marvin Harris.
I know neither one of them has gotten an MVP, but
right.
But I'm saying, but they will probably be the 2 closest to Warren even getting the MVP.
Right. So other than them, even Michael Thomas had 130 receptions a couple years ago, and he wasn't even in the MVP. He got the record right, like 120 or 130 receptions.
No, somebody got 130 receptions.
Michael Thomas.
Yeah, and see, to me, that's a tragedy. That's a tragedy. Now, I'm gonna tell you something. When you got stuff, and I sent you something, last night about, we were thinking about, who we're going to put on the MVP top 75, and we mentioned Chris Paul. And before I just got the notification, I sent it over to you. We didn't know that he was the first person in the history of 75 years of basketball that scored 20,000 points and got 10,000 assists. Yeah. Once I got that notification, I sent it to you. I said, "Darryl, ain't no way you keep him out of the top 75."
He on top 75 with that.
So my point is, when you do something in the history of a league that's never been done before, and you're not at least in the conversation of MVP, that's crazy. But if you got 130 receptions, which is the highest ever in the history of the NFL football league, and you're not up for MVP running, if your team is,
he probably got some votes, but you
can't get one and 2 votes. They got to change their voting system, because it can't always be about the quarterback. You know what I'm saying? It can't always be about the quarterback or a top running back. We got to be fair around this thing. And I'm a firm believer that it should be a defense and an offense award. We had a case where you're saying, hey, should the best defensive player of the league garner can also get the defensive player of the year and also the MVP. I don't agree with that. That's the reason why they got the words broken out for defensive and MVP. Somebody got that. Who did that
Didn't
one year?
Lawrence Taylor get MVP?
I think Lawrence Taylor did that. You may be right.
But you got to think it's hard to get it on defense because
Lawrence Taylor did things that we've never seen before. That's
right,
my point. So now you got a wide receiver that's done something that you've never seen before. Just because you caught 100, hey, it ain't just easy going out there catching passes, dude.
Well, I think
when you got these DBs and all these defensive players coming out holding you, and you still racking up, and that equates to 8 receptions a game. I mean, you consistently, you got to run the right routes. You got to be at the right place. You have to have great hands.
Oh well, all it goes into being in a system that allocates you to do that. And
that's
Michael
fine,
Thomas,
but you in a system that you put on your pass the same way I put on mine. You know their system. Stop it. You know what we're going to do. Stop it. You know the routes we've been running. You got film just like everybody else. We do the same thing. Stop it. If you're not able to stop it and you're able to continue to do that, that's kudos to you, and you shouldn't be penalized for being in a system.
But that's just like putting the right. Okay, prime example. That's like Alvin Harper with the Dallas Cowboys. You knew he was the number 2, and he got his numbers. Michael Irvin got his numbers. Alvin Harper went down to Tampa Bay. You ain't heard nothing else from him. You're in the wrong system. You know, if you're in the wrong system, you just ain't gonna put up numbers. So
let's compare the apples to oranges. Alvin Harper was a 1-2 receiver. He was a straight down the field bomb type receiver, and none of his stuff would have worked. His speed would get you.
That's what I'm saying. It worked in Dallas, but it didn't work in Tampa. Same
player. Worked in Dallas because of Michael Irvin.
That's what I'm saying.
Across the middle, they kept throwing them.
That's what I'm saying. If you're not in the right system, that's just like, I think Julio Jones. If Julio Jones was in a Sean McVay offense, I think he would do way better than what he's been doing the last few years.
Yeah, but Alvin Harper was a number 2. Thomas was the number 1 receiver. When you go in there, the game plan for him every week, he's the number 1 receiver.
You take Michael Thomas and you put him and well, let me see. You take Michael Thomas and put him with the Jets right now. What he gonna do? Well, he hurt.
I understand that. Yeah, I understand that. But what I'm saying, I just don't agree. What do a wide receiver have to do to be MVP? Okay, 130, evidently 130 receptions don't do it. So what you got to get to catch 200 passes?
No, you probably got to get 120 catches and 2,000 receiving yards. I guess I don't know.
That's bull. Karen, what you think about that? I mean, what?
Well, and you're right. The MVP is mostly about the quarterback, but it's other people who doing great things to make the quarterback look good, but they don't get recognized for it. So I believe, I know it probably won't change with the NFL because that's what they do. They want the quarterbacks to be the MVP, but they need to do.
They got something for them. They got something for them. I just thought about it. They got Offensive Player of the Year. That's what they call it now. That's what it is.
Okay.
Yeah. So even like Derrick Henry, I think he didn't get MVP, but I think he got Offensive Player of the Year. So I think that's how they got to compensate.
I just don't like the way they do that, man. I mean, if you're gonna do that and just limit the quarterback, that's not fair, man. I mean, kudos for you even stay healthy to even get tackled 130 times off 130 receptions and doing that. And I'm sure with Drew Brees throwing him the ball, he had to have at least 1,600 to 1,700 yards receiving.
I think he did. I think it was at
he had to.
1,700. Yeah, he had a good year. I mean, that was.
And then Tampa Bay always won double-digit games, so you couldn't take that. You couldn't take that from his resume to take him out of the MVP talk and all that. I ain't saying he should have won it, but it had to take an extra special year. Like, I don't care what nobody said. The year that Derrick Henry had a couple years ago, he was the MVP.
Yeah.
He was the MVP.
Because, and then,
did he get
like
it?
he said,
No.
Oh, okay. Well.
and he's taking a pounding now and getting all the yards, but, his name is not in the MVP talk.
Yeah, but you knew it's funny how you got the offensive lineman, and they were saying something this last year. Hey, we giving it to Henry right through the tackles. They telling you the play. They telling you which way they running, and you still can't stop it. If that don't make you a bad man, I don't know what does. And he had a special year. What, he just got a little bit over 2,000? and carried Tennessee on his back, there's no way that he shouldn't have got the MVP. Was it because he was in a small market like Tennessee? Well, I mean, I don't know what it was. I don't know.
Jerry Rice won it in 1987. I'm trying to look up his stats for 1987 and see what he
So 1980, 13, 21, 31, almost
no,
35. Almost
35
years. Almost 35 years.
No, this it's gonna be over. This couldn't have it couldn't have been 87. It had to be it must have been 86, 87 year. And he I mean 86 receptions, 1,570 yards.
Come on, Durham. Come. And look, that's gonna take me back to my point even more. So you mean to tell me the great Jerry Rice can have 86 receptions, along with other top weapons in an offense over there with Montana them, and can get the MVP, but this guy Thomas can catch 130.
But I don't know because that can't be right because I mean 86 receptions back in 86 probably was a lot of receptions for back then. But you look in 95, he had 122 with 1,848 yards. Now that looked more like an MVP season than the 86 year. So I don't know. I'll research that and try to get back on there and see because that don't look right. Yeah,
gotcha.
Right. Patrick Mahomes, he having a decent year, but not a Patrick Mahomes year. 1,887 yards, 18 touchdowns, which
Wait a minute, catch this. What you finna say now? How many interceptions?
That's the thing that 8 interceptions.
8. Last year, this guy only threw, I want to say 5 total. Last year total, this guy, it was either 5 or 6.
I thought it was 3.
It was 5 or 6 that this guy threw.
I thought it was 3 last year.
And make so bad about it, out of these 8 interceptions, the majority have been totally his fault. I mean, he didn't. I know he tries to be a magician and he looks good a lot of times making these fancy passes, but some of those passes just flat out ridiculous. And guess what? Over time, teams gonna learn you. They're gonna learn your patterns. They're gonna learn this. You ain't gonna be able to keep doing it. His first couple of years, he get by with it. He's not gonna be able to keep getting by with it.
I told y'all that at the beginning of the season. Y'all predicting them to go back to the 3rd straight Super Bowl. But Matthew Stafford, we need to give him some consideration too, because they're 5-1. He's at 1,800 yards, 16 touchdowns, 4 interceptions, and he has 69% completion percentage. So he right there with Dak and Kyler, to be honest with you. So we kind of left him out. So I think that might be 2 A, B, and C right there.
It could be. And where does that lead to wide receiver?
The next, we got Cooper Kupp. Cooper Kupp got 46 receptions. Tyreek Hill got 46, and Devontae Adams got 46. So that's where your receivers are. I think without question, if we had to, Terry, my bad. If we had to give a defensive MVP right now, that's definitely Trayvon Diggs. I think he got 6 interceptions on the year, 1 in each game. So and 2 touchdowns to go along with it.
Yeah, 2 pick sixes. But you know what? It ain't even just that, man. This guy right here. When I tell you this guy's electric, he put a comment out there. Somebody asked him or something. If you throw a 50-50 ball, do you think you got a chance to get it? And his response was, ain't no 50-50 ball. When that ball is up there, it's my ball. That's my ball. That's my ball. And I'm gonna tell you something. I don't know him and his, for those that don't know, that's his brother, wide receiver, Diggs over there with the Buffalo Bills. I don't know if they play or practice against each other during the offseason, but the wide receiver Diggs, he has great hands, and they were blessed with some great hands, some great hands. That guy right there, I'm gonna tell you something. You didn't see it last year. I didn't see it last year. I was a little skeptical about him last year, but over the course of a year and got his feet wet and with another coaching system and all that, this guy right here is freaking unbelievable. I've watched him. I've even watched him on plays where they won't even go after him. Sooner or later, I'm gonna tell you this: he's going to continue to do this, and he's going to get to the point and get to Deion Sanders status where hey, they're gonna put the pressure on the other secondary because they're not gonna throw it his way.
Hey man, stop that.
No, I'm not saying. I'm not comparing. See, there you go. I'm not comparing him to Deion Sanders. I said that he's going to get the Deion Sanders. They're going to start doing.
Don't even. For one, don't put that pressure on that young man like that, and then don't after 6 games, don't put that man in no Deion Sanders category.
Dude, don't look. You can't tell. I'm telling you.
In Deion's category, but from a year made a difference. The last year, I was like, oh my God, we need somebody else. But
okay, so based on that alone, when did you ever say that about Deion?
You know what? I'm not going to let you No, and you're not going to twist that because I did not compare him to Deion. I said he was going to start getting the Deion treatment where they're going to stop throwing it his way. I did not compare him to Deion. I said if he keep doing what he's doing, they're not going to throw the ball in his direction, and they're going to try to pick on the other parts of the defense.
Yes, they are.
No,
they don't expose him now, so he don't got exposed.
Certain teams are not going to throw his direction. And I'm glad you brought that up. He got exposed, but guess what? He probably working on this, so that exposure is not going to happen again.
No,
he didn't get exposed. Carry. He didn't get exposed. Carry. This guy, that's because this man, the previous play just did a pick 6, was prime tired. The very next play, he get beat like that, man. The man was still tired from the pick 6. Are you crazy?
Okay, so you telling me Deion didn't get pick 6s and play the next series?
I ain't talking about Deion. I'm talking about this man just sit up there.
So don't you compare him to no Deion Sanders. Don't you let that crap come out your mouth on this show no more.
This man just got a pick 6, ran all the way across the field, got a touchdown, just got on the sideline, was trying to get some error, and then turned around and had to go out the very next play on the very first play of the next drive. They throw a ball.
So you telling me he out of shape?
That was bold to go after him on the very next play. But like I said, I really believe it was a breakdown in communication.
Who went after him?
And the guy.
Who went after him?
The quarterback threw right back in his direction. That's why.
We ain't talking about Aaron Rodgers, nobody. We just talking about Mac Jones.
Well, you know what?
I see chinks in the armor.
He's just trying to start an argument. He's just trying to start an argument because he started off this thing saying that he's the defensive MVP. And
I said right now he's the MVP.
And I said if he continues to do what he's doing, they're not going to throw his way anymore.
He won't.
Okay.
Now you just say that, but don't you compare him with no Deion.
I didn't compare him no Deion.
Yes, you did.
I said they're going to do him like
treatment. Y'all reaching for stars. Y'all reaching for stars.
That's not what he said. He said if they continue. If he continued to play, he would be in a conversation somewhat with Deion Sanders.
He ain't in no conversation. He ain't in no conversation with no Deion after no 6 games.
I tell you what, go out there and look. Go out there and pull up Deion Sanders stats and see have he ever got 6 interceptions in back-to-back games? Go back and look at that.
You know why he ain't got? You know why he? No. You know why he ain't getting no 6 interceptions in 6 straight games? Because wasn't nobody throwing at him like that in no 6.
And that's what I'm telling you. And that's what I'm telling you about this guy getting these 6 interceptions. They keep doing it like that. They're gonna stop throwing to him too.
Did he get? Oh, he ain't gonna keep doing it because now they already know you ain't got to do nothing. Hit him with a double move. He too aggressive.
Okay.
You'll see.
Okay.
Because if he stop being aggressive. If he stop being aggressive, he ain't gonna be effective.
Coach, can we go to the commercial, please? I told you over there multiple times. Can we go to a commercial?
Hi, I'm Kennedy Marie of Faces by Ken Marie. I'm a self-taught makeup artist based out of Memphis, Tennessee. There are certain types of makeup artistry. I do cosmetic makeup. People ask me all the time who taught me how to do makeup. I learned it all from YouTube. So anybody out there wanting to pursue makeup or anything and need some inspiration or some help or just to pick me up, go to YouTube. I also make closure wigs. I can customize, construct, and style your wig. I can be reached on Instagram at Faces by Ken Marie. It is also the same for Facebook. You can also subscribe to my YouTube channel where I post makeup videos weekly at Kennedy Marie. I'm looking forward to slaying you, and thank you for booking with me.
Remember, it's Faces by Ken Marie. Book your appointments today.
Faces by Ken Marie.
That's a beautiful young lady, man. I just look when I
Like her,
man, when I just look in the mirror, man, I'm like, man, I just spit that young lady out, man. I'm so proud of her and all that. Hey, she's doing a hell of a job. So you want to get that face beat in, like she say, and get your face done up all nice and neat, whether it's for a prom, get together, whatever you want to do, she can do that. She do the little stylish wigs and all that. Very proud of her, and look her up under Faces by Ken Marie.
Yeah, we running a little over, but I wanted to still go ahead and kind of hit on the John Gruden situation real quick. I don't know if we're gonna get to the NBA stuff, but
no, we don't have to get to the NBA, but we got to talk about this because this has been sort of bothering me since it happened. So we can hold off on the NBA until next week, but we definitely got to talk about this situation.
the one thing I want to say about the NBA, the 75 greatest list, I want somebody to do some research and let me know, did they take Billy Cunningham off of the list? Because I'm having a discrepancy on the list that I'm going through. So if y'all can research that and send me an email at intheclutchpodcast@gmail.com. I want to know if I'm wrong about that, but I think they took Billy Cunningham off the list altogether. But hey, maybe I'm wrong. I'll cross check it myself again. But yeah, to hit on this John Gruden thing, I mean, it's sad. Even though it was years ago that these emails were sent out, it's kind of, I mean, I ain't gonna say I looked up to John Gruden because I think he was a little overrated as a coach. I think he inherited a great team in Tampa, and he, new voice in the locker room got them over the hump. But other than that, I don't see too much that he did. Great commentator, good television personality, I'll say. But I think Mark Davis went all in with the 10-year, $100 million contract, and I'll say this: he has turned them around. Looked like they were headed in the right direction so far this year. But I'm gonna let you have it, Terry, because I don't even want to.
No, this right here gonna be. I'm gonna let Kerry go because, like I said, even you just mentioning some of that part, I'm just terribly disappointed, and what I got to say ain't gonna be pretty at all. But I'll let Kerry go ahead and tell me what she feel about it.
Unfortunate situation, and I just feel like it's more to it, but we'll never know what the more to it is. If he sent that, if he felt comfortable enough to send that type of email to one person, what does that say about the one person he sent that email to?
Thank you.
And for them to just sweep it up under the rug because they don't want to put it out there, because what the NFL has been wearing about racism and how they kind of push Kaepernick on out the way because of what he felt like was racist towards him and towards our community. But then you want to sweep this one incident out under the rug because it was going to knock some people off the top that's on this podium that evidently the NFL, in my opinion, have sitting on top of on the podium. But a lot of people was affected. I understand he apologized, but people apologize for stuff every day, and they're not sincere in what they're apologizing for. They still are that person. That apology doesn't change them from the person that they are.
Well, I'm gonna ask this question, And Terry, I know you ready to get on here. I'm gonna ask this question. Are your private thoughts or conversations, should that be made public?
Now, I know I'm gonna answer that question first. No, it should not be made public. However, if he sent this in a work email, I don't consider that as private. Now, if he was texting from his own phone and texting one of his buddies, and that's what he said, this probably never would have came to light. But evidently, this came to light because of an investigation that started somewhere else, and it trickled back down to what he did years ago. So if it wasn't at work email, then we never would have known. But no, I don't think your personal thoughts should be put out there if it's just in a personal setting. But when you put yourself out there as a public figure and you having people to follow you, you got to be careful with what you do. I shouldn't say be careful because the true you gonna come out at some point.
Okay. Well, my comment on that, it goes all over the place, and I'm gonna start off by saying that I did look up to John Gruden, not because he was a great coach and all that. I would have never seen this coming. Me personally, I never saw it coming. I know how Keyshawn made this comment. Well, we do this. Well, Keyshawn dealt with him on a more intimate level, but from on the outside looking in, I never saw it coming. I liked his demeanor. He sort of reminded me of myself. I mean, where you wear your emotions on your sleeve, you passionate, you care. He was a hell of a commentator, very educated, knows the sport of the NFL. So I never saw it coming, and that was probably one of the most disappointing things for me because sometimes perception becomes reality, and in this case, I didn't perceive him to be that way, but it became a reality.
Well, let me ask you this. Let me ask you this. 'Cause I don't want to cut you off, but I got this thought. What exactly was said? What was exactly said that is so disappointing and disgusting? I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you.
Multiple things. Bro. I mean, he not only talked about his dislike of the gay community, the LGBT community. He not only said that, but his talk about women, race, when he sort of referred to the what's his name, the NFL relations guy,
Morris Smith.
Morris, yeah, about he has lips like Michelin tires. He talked about that. He talked about, and then they were sharing nude photos of the Washington Redskins cheerleaders.
I mean, well, that part goes into a deeper conversation because why would the Washington football team, why would they require anyway for their cheerleaders to be taking nude or topless photos anyway?
That's what I'm saying. It's a lot more layers to this whole thing. I'm telling you, and Kara says she don't think it's coming out, but I beg to differ because the Congress has reached out to the NFL and said, hand over what you have. Because you can't tell us out of 650,000 emails, John Gruden is the only one you found. John Gruden was a scapegoat. He wasn't the only one dealing with this. And to go back to what Kira said, this wasn't a conversation that he felt comfortable with one person. Go back and do your research and read the article. There were multiple people in this little group conversation. Some of them were CEOs of big reputable companies. A lot of this stuff ain't came out. John Gruden stuff got leaked out.
Well, see, that's what I'm saying. So if it's more than one person, then that means all these people should be facing.
It's coming out, bro. That's what I'm telling you. Their records are coming out. They're requesting records. It's going to be an avalanche effect. It's going to be an avalanche.
What I'm saying is, they put John Gruden name on it for some reason, but why they didn't put the person who got the email?
I'm going to tell you why they did John Gruden. I'm trying to answer your question. The reason why John Gruden's name was put out there is because he called the commissioner a faggot. His stuff was leaked on purpose. And I really believe in my heart of hearts that the commissioner of football leaked it. When he got called a faggot and he saw this stuff and his name was included and all that, he made an example out of John Gruden. That's what John Gruden just wasn't picked out of 650,000 emails for it to just come out. This stuff happened years ago. Years ago. It just came to the commissioner's attention. Oh, okay. He called me a faggot. He said, I do this and I do this and do that. You can't tell me it wasn't a coincidence that this guy did not automatically get his stuff to the reporters for him to bring out. He just needed to out him. The commissioner read everything. The commissioner knows everybody's names in these emails. He's just trying to expose him. But now you got the Justice Department coming back and saying, hey,
if you know that, then you already know if you out him, then it's gonna be some more repercussions to follow. So he'd have to be willing to put those other names on blast too.
Well,
from my understanding, the first, it was that one email that was leaked, and he apologized for it, but they didn't fire him. So when they didn't fire him, all this other stuff started coming up, and they're like, okay, they want him out. He became the scapegoat, so to say. And the Players Association asked for the emails, but the NFL said, no, we're not putting the emails out here. So I guess that's what Terry was saying, that someone higher has asked for these emails for this to trickle down. And then it's all started coming out too when they had that investigation with the Washington football team, when about the sexual harassment and stuff, and that's when it came out about the cheerleaders taking the nude photos. And no, I don't understand why they felt compelled they had to take them. I don't know whether somebody was saying, if you want to stay on the squad, you got to do it, or we paying you extra money here to do it. But that right there was very,
but at that point, you don't have to do it though. You don't have to do it.
But not even to sit up there before you even get on the nude photos. Before you get on the nude photos, this was a calculated thing. I'm gonna tell you something. With the John Gruden situation, I've been following this thing from beginning to. I'm telling you, when it started off, the commissioner knew everything he found out about what John Gruden said. But what he did was he put a little bit out there at first. That's when John Gruden said, I apologize. You always say this and things happen and all that. The commissioner already had the rest of the stuff that he was going to put out during Monday Night Football. That stuff was calculated. How you going to have breaking news at halftime of the Monday Night Football game that the whole world is watching to come out with this breaking news? Why that first thing that morning? How come first thing? Why do you think it's all calculated? John Gruden put his foot in his mouth. He tried to get out of it saying, hey, it's just one email. Things happen. I apologize. I talked to my guys this morning. I told them it's going to be all right. I didn't mean anything by it. Then all of a sudden, during the halftime of the football game, the rest of it come out. It was calculated. They knew when they was going to do that. They said he was going to try to wiggle his way out of it. They was going to try to let him say what he got to say, and came right back and put the rest of the stuff out during Monday Night Football. And that's when he sit up there, and that was the downfall for him.
Well, since this is Sports Talk and More podcast, I got another question. I don't have anything against gays or whatever you want to have, but my thing is this: why is it that you can talk about anything else, but you can't talk about them? Why do you get so much backlash when you say something about, or you voice your opinion about someone in the LGBTQT community?
You know what? It ain't that. I don't have a problem with it either. But at the same time,
it ain't so much that it's what? Go ahead, Karen.
Go ahead, Karen.
You talking to me?
Yeah, go ahead.
I don't think it's so much that you can't talk about gays. I think they feel just like, and it is what it is. Black people, for so many years, we have been treated as a lower class people just because of the color of our skin. So I feel like that they feel, I may be wrong, that people degrade them because of their sexual preference or their lifestyle or whatever you want to say. And if you're going to give us our rights as Black people, they feel like that, okay, why we can't be treated equal just like everybody else? What our
I mean,
lifestyle, it
because
shouldn't matter. We work, we pay
yeah, but here's the difference. You're born black. You're born whatever race you are. You choose to be. You make a decision that you want to be gay or whatever, which is your choice. That's fine. But I can't say, oh,
okay,
I
but
chose to be black,
question to
so
you.
you can't talk
If,
about me because I chose to be black. So it's a difference
well,
in that.
in the same sentence, are you born racist or you
I
choose
no,
to
I
be
think
racist?
I think that's a taught. That's something that you're taught. I don't think you're born with a because if you put two, you put a white. We might be getting way off track here,
Yeah,
but
you getting way off you getting way off track. That's a real. This is a real talk, said
yeah, this
what
is a
we're
real
talking
talk
about.
subject right here.
And
This
so
is a real
that
talk.
part of, but going back to the Gruden thing,
But
and
we got a subject for next week on real talk now.
oh yeah, we get on that, y'all, yeah, because we gonna get down and dirty, and like I said, that's real talk. I mean, we gonna say what we feel. You say what you feel. We all be respectful, but we gonna say that. But going back to this John Gruden thing, trust me, whenever you get the congressmen and all that's involved, it's going to fall like dominoes. You got a lot of people out there that are some worried folks right now. Let me tell you, it's a lot of worried people out there. When I tell you 650,000 emails, watch the layers that are uncovered. It's probably going to be some people that's no longer in football. Is that going to affect their statue? You know, John
Hey,
Gruden is already in the 2 weeks has lost his ring of honor in Tampa Bay. He's already in less than a week. He lost that. He'll never see the light of day of a commentator or NFL career ever again. He's done. So
look,
whatever he's got, he better make the best of it.
look. That's why that Epstein dude got killed or died or suicide or whatever they want to call it. They was like, nah, we got to get rid of him. He know too much.
Yeah, and,
So I can
I'm just
believe
telling
that.
you, watch the layers start to peel. And when the layers start to peel, we might have some other surprises. But again, at the end of the day, we
Nah,
all feel it.
nah. I'm gonna tell you, it ain't gonna get that far.
Okay,
It ain't gonna
think
get
that.
that far. And I say that because it's too many people who got high positions that don't want that ain't gonna allow that to let them get exposed.
Did you see what John Gruden's comment, his first comment that he made yesterday, day
No,
before yesterday?
yeah.
What did he say? What
He
did he
said
say?
it ain't, but it ain't gonna get to that
No,
point.
what did he say?
He said when the truth come out, you all know or something. But
Okay, because guess
it ain't
what?
gonna get to that. It ain't gonna
John,
get to that.
he could tell the truth. He ain't got nothing to lose now. He ain't got
Oh,
nothing to lose.
Well,
The truth can come from him. Okay,
okay.
the truth can come from him.
John Gruden will suddenly get a case of COVID
Yeah.
and be on
Okay.
the ventilator.
Well, you know what?
I'm just telling you.
But you know what? He can be on the ventilator now because you got people thinking, "Oh, John know too much. We got to get rid of John." It's a win, a no-win situation for John, regardless. They can
Well,
say, "Well, he knows stuff. He may talk or whatever."
I don't think it's gonna come to light. I think the ones who, that can be implicated got that long money, and they're gonna use
exactly.
that long money to get out of this.
Yep.
Okay. Well,
And
we're
they
gonna
gonna say,
revisit that. Look, we can talk about that forever, but we're gonna revisit this conversation. But watch them layers start peel off like an onion.
I
And I
don't
can
think
hear y'all before you go to sleep.
I don't
Hey,
think
T
it's
Will
gonna happen.
told me. T Will told me. T
I
Will
don't
I'm
think it's
telling
gonna
you.
happen.
Congress ain't wasting their time to get involved without some stuff to fall. They ain't wasting their time. They ain't asking for all this stuff.
They are, because
Look,
NFL
Congress got bigger
is,
fish to fry.
and not just that, the NFL is what, a multi-million-dollar entertainment. They that'll mess up
Hey,
the whole
Karen,
come
you
out.
can't compare that. Karen, the NFL ain't nothing to the Congress and these folks. These folks can subpoena you, make you do whatever. And they told them to turn them records over. And you better believe
They
Goddamn, in the next 48 to 72 hours, they will have those records and they will go through the records. They don't care about who exposed. If they feel like that folks are not being done right or some being, I'm telling you, they
Now,
finna do something.
you know what all that means? They just
them
know.
emails, they ain't gonna be able to read them.
They gonna read them and get the names, and then they gonna know who to go to get the money to hush up.
Okay. Well, I hope it
Yeah,
comes out
all
because
that ain't coming out.
I want to see some more. But like I said, I was surprised with Gruden. I hate it happened. It was a totally dumb move. But you not only had a hatred for one group. I mean, women with equality for women, the color of people's skin, women,
Yes.
being naked, and the gay community. I mean, You had enough hatred to go. I just didn't see it. I did not see it.
Can people change?
You can't change with that. I can say that you made a stupid comment on the wrong platform or whatever, but you can't change from the beliefs that John has. You can't do that.
I'm a beg to differ.
No,
He's probably too old to change, but I'm gonna say this. I think a lot different now than I thought 10 years ago.
Okay, well, I'll tell you what. Who's going to allow him to change? Just say if he did want to change, he said, well, you know what, I want to change my wicked ways or the way of my thinking. Who's going to give him the opportunity to change that? He's done. So whether he changed or not, that's going to be an internal thing. To the external world, nobody's going to accept the apology. Nobody wants to hear from him about he's did this or he's changed his life for the good or he doesn't think like that or he's going to counseling. Folks don't want to hear that no more. John Gruden is done.
Well, that's up to him. If he got that venomous spirit and that's just how he gonna be no matter what, it's up to him to change. In the end, somebody
we
gonna
see him no more, so it don't matter. He's not gonna be in the public eye. He's not gonna be on TV anymore.
It don't matter to us, but it would matter. It's gonna matter to somebody because he's still a human being. He's still here on the earth. So, and then you got to think the behind the scene person is more dangerous than the out front person. So let's say somebody say, well, damn, I didn't know John Gruden felt that way. Let's bring him in our organization. That could be dangerous right there. So it would be better if he would come out and make a change, if that's truly how he is. But like I said, I just, it's just like us talking in private. And like Kerry made a good point. If you sending it in a company email, then it ain't private no more. But we all have our own thoughts behind the scenes, and when we talk to each other in private and stuff, I'm pretty sure it's something that we've said before that we wouldn't really want the whole world to know what we said, or I don't. But knowing us, I don't think none of us have racist or any kind of venomous sentiments toward anybody else. But I'm sure we've said stuff that we probably would. I'm sure back 10, 15 years ago, we said some stuff that we probably wouldn't say now because we know better.
It's a lot of stuff that I don't believe in, but I'm not the judge, jury, and executioner. That has nothing to do with me. As long as you respect me, I'm going to respect you. I have no problem. I have much love for the LGBT community, women's rights, all that type of stuff. I have no issues with nobody. You respect me, I respect you, and that's just the way it is,
You stop harping on Sean talking about having you something to eat when you get home. You have her meal. You have her meal on the table when she get home.
I'll tell you what. If you keep mentioning my wife on a sports talk show and we ain't talking about that, man, it's gonna be some furniture moving.
Sean, I got your back, baby girl. I got your back. Don't let him
just like I got yours, Patrice.
Hey, man.
Listen, you keep doing what you're doing, back.
Hey, look, we almost an hour and a half in. Another great show.
Great show.
I wish we could have jumped into this NBA thing because it's really bothering me.
We have time next week, man. But like I said, with us three talking, that's why I said time will go by so fast, because good thing about us is that we can talk about during the week, hey, what we want to talk about. We get 2 or 3 topics, man. We can just take it and run with it. So time just went past. So that's the good thing about us. We know what we're talking about. We're gonna be very, relatable to you, and you can understand, what we're talking about and all that. So we enjoy it. We enjoy y'all. If you got anything that you want us to talk about, you can also send it to intheclutch@gmail.com. We just enjoy it. We're glad to be back. This is our first show in months and months and months. We promise you we ain't gonna stay away a full period of time no more. We want you to like, subscribe, and all that good stuff on there. And I just enjoyed today's show.
Yeah,
and I'm sending a shout out to everybody that watched the show today. Marty White, the Royal One, Renee McCray, Michelle McCray. They said they was gonna tune in, and they definitely
They sure did. Them McCrays, man. Look, ain't nothing like them McCrays, man. I love them. My guy Anthony
Ryan.
Ryan, that's my guy. That's my co-owner of Tap That Ass Cigar. Appreciate it. And that's my sister. That's his lovely wife, Angela. Appreciate y'all listening to the show and all that. And look,
Hey, what JC
and look,
Tanya?
and Angela, her and my wife are very well. She's good friends with both of us, but they're really great friends with my wife. And Angela is a diehard Cowboy fan too. So, but her husband, unfortunately, is a Pittsburgh Steeler. So they got a house divided over there. So, I'm sure Angela's very happy over there. I'm not so sure about Anthony, but you know, it is what it is. Who cares?
Well, yes, great show. Thanks for everyone for tuning in. The comments, we love them. Love the feedback. It just was a great show. The hour and a half went by so fast. It was just like having a good conversation about sports and more.
I'm checking my stocks right now.
You what?
I'm checking my stocks right now. I should have bought and I didn't. It's don't shot up a little bit.
Okay, well, you can start another show, man.
Thanks for everybody. In case you haven't already done it, please go to the YouTube channel, In the Clutch Sports Talking More podcast, like, subscribe, and all of that good stuff. I know Terry like this on the way out. How about them Cowboys?
How about them Cowboys, baby? You gotta say it with some feeling, man. You got to. How about them Cowboys? They go after. Look at that. See, how about them Cowboys? That's what I'm talking about. Look at that. Look at that. It's a Cowboy show, man. Look, we're gonna have to do a show where we have the audience come in on the show, man, with the Cowboy gear and all that stuff, man. I would love to sit up there and do that because
I'm gonna tell them the same way I told you earlier. Y'all keep that same energy at the end of the year. Hey, great show. Wait a minute, we got one more comment. No, I ain't talking about none. Great show. See you guys next week. Next week we'll be back. We'll be talking some NBA. We'll talk a little NFL, but we're gonna get into this NBA stuff since the NBA season don't kicked off. So
and then we can talk about our Cowboys too. That's gonna be a weekly segment.
No, we ain't gotta talk about
Kerry, who we play next week? We on a bye this week, so we can sit back and relax. And all you haters, y'all can keep the memes and all that type of stuff. They've been having memes since week one. They want to put on Facebook, and they got a hold of week after week after week. So it's been sort of boring on Facebook because they can't put the little memes out, or memes or whatever they call them. So we get a chance to sit back and just enjoy football tomorrow. We ain't got to worry about nothing. We a well-deserved bye. We ain't got to worry about nothing, man.
That's gonna be me at the end of the year. Great show, guys.
All right. Y'all take care.